Hey guys, welcome back. In this video, we're going to discuss all about how to create an age calculator using HTML, CSS and also JavaScript. So let's look at the project that we're going to create it. Inside the input field, I'm going to add the day. In the next input field, I'm going to add the month. And last input field, I'm going to add the year. When I click on this one icon, you can set that button, you will get the result. Like this one, 33 years, 11 months, 6 days. If you increase or decrease the days, years, you will get different result. Like this one and also. Okay. So let's look at that, how you can create it from scratch. So I'm going to close it and I go to my code editor. Inside that I have a basic structure of HTML. This is CSS and this is a app.js. So first of all, we need to design the application, right? And by the way, I have an image inside the assets. Have an image like this one. This is the arrow icon image. We're gonna use it inside our button. So let's do that. I'm gonna write the main tag, then container. Inside the container, I will use the div, just like div. Inside the div, I will use input block. Inside the input block, I will use label, and the label I will use day. Input type is number, and I'm going to use placeholder as dd, means day. This will required, and then I'm going to use span tag, assign the classes error message. So this is our first input block. Then we're gonna get that second and third one. In the second one, I'm gonna add the means month, that will year 4 times, and I need to change the day, month, year, right? So let's move on to CSS. We need to design this one content, but also I need to add the HR tag and in a minute. Yeah, inside the container I will use HR, means horizontal row, and also I will use the button tag and assign the ID calc btm. Inside that I will use image. The image is coming from my assets, images, and arrow icon .svg. So I'm gonna open it in the live server. Right now, this is our content, so we need to work on the CSS to design it. So I need to go on style.css. So first of all, we need to get the font. So I have a font face from my, first I'm going to use the font face name, and that is coming from my fonts, and I'm going to add it as a regular one. By the way, this is a pop-in fonts. You can get it from the Google. You can do that. So I have a manually font, so I'm going to use it. And I'm going to use padding, margin. That is help us to reset the properties. Box sizing, border box. Font family, I'm going to use pop-ins and sans serif. After that, I need to select the body, and I need to display the content in the center of the page, means display the complete box. So I'm going to use display property flex, align item center, justify on the center, and we need to assign the height is 100 ph. Also I'm going to add the background color is hash f0 f0 f0. Once we done that, then we need to select the man tag, and the man tag we need to design the width, height, and also we need to add the background color to display it as content, right? So I'm going to use width, add 40 pixel, 842 pixel, height is 651 pixel, background color is white, and I'm going to use border radius all side 1 rem. Also I'm going to upgrade it and use border radius 2 rem, and 14 rem 2 rem. This will is used in the bottom right side, right? So we need to select the container. In the container I need to use width 727 pixel. Then we need to select the container. Inside the container have a div, so I need to assign the width is 634 pixel. Display flags, and I'm gonna use justify content space between, and also I need to add the margin left 58 pixel, and also I'm gonna add the margin top is 58 pixel. So we need to save it, and let's see. Great. Then we need to select the div. Inside the div have input block. I need to use width 168 pixel, and then we need to select the div. Inside the div have input block, and also we need to select the div input block input boxes. So I need to use color is hash 8a, like that, and I'm going to use text transform uppercase. Letter spacing I will use 3 pixel. Then we need to select the div input block input font size. I will use 32 pixel with 158 pixel. Border 1 pixel solid and hash EC. By the way, this is light gray color, and I'm gonna add it border radius 4 pixel, padding left 24 pixel, height I will use 70 pixel, width I will use 159 pixel, margin top I will use 14 pixel, border radius I will use 10 pixel. So we need to save it, and let's look at that. Yeah, great. And yeah, I need to select the HR tag, means horizontal row, so I need to use width 100%, and I will move it margin left 58 pixel, margin top I will use 50 pixel, and I will use the same color that is used on this one. After that we need to select the div and calc btn. I'm going to use background color hash 874 CFC, and border radius I'll use 50%, width 97 pixel, height is 97 pixel, and first we need to save it, and let's look at that. Yeah, great. So I'm going to add the display property flags because I need to display the content which appear inside the box to display as a center. So we need to save it, and yeah, great. And I want to move this one box or this one button in this one area. So what I need to do, I need to use position as absolute, and also we need to select the container and assign the position as relative on there. Once we done that, then we need to add the position size 77 pixel top, and it will move left 90%, and I'm going to use cursor as pointer. So we need to save it, and look at that, right? Great. And last thing I'm going to add it div hash calc btn hover. In the hover I will change the background color, and yeah, background color is black, and I'm going to use transition all 0.sn out 0.2 s. So we need to save it, and look at that. Great. So let's move on the index.html and display the result content. So after this one container, I will use result wrapper class result block, and I'm going to use span. ID is yes. This is a 1 hyphen, second hyphen. After that I will use a span, and I'm going to add the text is yes. So I'm going to get it. This is second time. In the second time I need to change the ID is month, and that is month. I'm going to get it, and that is day. Days. That's it. So we need to save, and look at that, the content, right? Also I will add the ID after the main tag. Don't say the main tag, I will assign the span hash ID error message. Great. So let's move on to CSS. We need to design this one content. So first of all we need to select the result. Just a minute. We need to select the result in a minute. Yeah, we need to select this one area and result block, and I'm going to use margin left 68 pixels. But also I will select the input field, div block input, and I'm going to use color is black, right? So result block is margin left, it will move on the right side 68 pixel. Then I need to select the result block, and I'm going to select the span tag, nth of type. I'm going to select the first one, and the first one I will change the different content, like the color is purple, and font weight is bold, font size is 5, font style is italic, and margin right is 2. So we need to save it, and let's look at that, what happened. Yeah, great. The first one contains purple, but the second one content I will use same thing, but I need to change it as a 2, and I need to change the color is black. Save, or need to save, and yeah, great. Okay, so few more things we need to add it is what okay, add a message, spell not on message. So I'm gonna use color is red, and font style is, in a minute, what is the plus name? Add a message. Okay, okay, that is ID, by the way. And font size I will use 14 pixel. Font weight is not font weight, font style is italic, and letter spacing I will use 0 pixel. So we need to save it, and you can't see right now this one content because it is a hidden content, but when I will add something inside there, please something same, and yeah, as you can see, right? So I also add the text align center, so it should be displayed the center. No, this margin 0 and order with 100%. And then I will try to add text alignment center, so I think it should be displayed. No, I don't know why. Okay, I will manage it on the JavaScript to display the error message right now. So I'm gonna leave this and go to the JS. In the JS we need to get the values and assign the values inside the variable. So first of all I will create an input element, document query select all. We need to select all of the input field, and we need to store it inside the input element. Then I will create a const message document.query selector all, and also we need to select the same thing like in a minute, like this one. So inside they have input fields 1 2 3, so I have selected them and store it inside our variable. Also we need to select the same thing, store it inside this one variable, right? Then we need to get another value, years element, query selector, and this is by the way ID, so I'm gonna get it ID years, and that is month element, and that is our months. So by the way, I will share with you the years, months and days. So I need to get those values and assign it inside variables, and this is the days because I will use them. Last thing, I'm gonna get it button tag, right? So where it is button, like this one, so I need to, and that is get element by ID. So this is ID and this is a bottom element, right? Get. After that we need to create a variables, get the current date. So we need to create a variable here, so I need to select, first of all we need to create a const date now variable, and we need to get the current date, right? Current date. So you can use date now object, inside that have years, months and so on and so forth. So we need to get the full year and store it inside the variable like this one. Then we need to get the month, get now, get full, get month. By the way, this is the index wise 0 to 11. We need to increment one value to get the 0 to 12 month, I mean 1 to 12 month. So let day, date now, get date, right? So those are our variables 1 2 3, days, years, month and days. So we're gonna use them. So let's work on the input element like this one. So by the way, those are input elements 1 2 3. So why in a minute I need to check that, and I'm gonna remember this, right? So first of all I will add the event input element in the 0 index number, add listener input event, and I'm gonna pass in the parameters element e, right? And then I need to get the current variable value, means current value, and then we need to store the value inside our variable. So I'm gonna create a variable let value, and yeah, so I need to select e dot target dot value. What this means user will enter something inside the input field like there, then we need to get the values and store the value inside the variable. So let's look at that. Console.log value. So I'm gonna open the console, I'm gonna add something. Right now as you can see, you have received the data from input field and store it inside the variable, because we will use this one variable. So guys, we need to add the validation. So I need to use if value less than 30, then come into the if body. In the if body I select one more time if value equal to 0, then I need to assign the value is 1. After that I need to assign the value is the value, and the else if I need to check it one more time, value greater than is 30, then we need to assign the value is 30. By the way, this is a days, right? Days, month, and yeah, this one input field days, means user must be enter more than 0 or 1 to 30 days. Then I need to select the e dot target, and we need to get current value, and we need to get the input value and assign it inside the this one variable, this one, right? So that's it. So we need to get it. This is our first input field, and now we need to get it as a second input field. In the second input field we need to use similar thing like this one, and I need to add another validation. Another validation is if value equal to 0, means user don't need to add the 0, value assign the 1. Then also we need to say value less than 2022, then value assign the value. Else if really greater than year, by the way this is a year variable that is declared on top. Great. So I'm gonna use e.target dot value and assign the value variable. That's it. So this is our second validation. Great. So let's work on the button tag. btn element, add MLS now, which event you will use, click event, and we need to add it console.log. I need to check it, it's working or not, so I'm gonna click on that. Yeah, it's working. Great. So first of all I need to select the let is empty and assign the value is false. Then I need to select the input element. By the way, those are multiple elements, so I will use the for each loop to get the one by one value. So right now this is query selector all, right? And yeah, so input element dot for each, and I'm going to passing the parameter as input. You can pass any parameter as you want. This means you will get this one result on this one variable. Using for each loop you will get the value using input parameter. Great. So I'm going to select if input dot value, we need to remove the space, triple equal to is empty, then come into the if body, and is empty is assign the value is true. Then I need to display the message, error message. So what I need to do, I'm going to select the input dot next sibling dot next sibling in a HTML enter a number. And also I need to select the input style dot border 1 pixel solid red. So let's try it, it's working or not. So I'm gonna hit enter. Yeah, great. Enter a number and so on and so forth is up here inside the button. Why I am able to see the content is uppercase. Okay. In a minute, a message. So I need to get it a message. Just a minute. Yeah, great. And all of the content is uppercase, but I will manage it later. This time I'll leave it. Right, great. So that is our first validation. The next validation is outside of this one for each. I will use if this input fields are not empty, means is empty, not empty, means user will enter something inside the input field, then come into the if body. In the if body I will use for loop and use let I assign the value 0. I less than, I need to get the value from the input element. I don't know how many length, how many input fields, so I'm going to use the method is input element dot length. Whatever the length is input elements, then for loop is continuously running after completing the length of the input element, it will stop. So I plus plus, so inside there I will use input element. I means index wise, 0 index, 1 index, 2 index, next sibling, and that next sibling, that inner HTML, and I assign the value none. And also I need to use same thing to remove the border as well when user will enter. Next sibling, next sibling, inner HTML, and not there. I need to use dot style dot border 1 pixel solid HECECE, like this one. So if user doesn't enter anything, then user will able to see the message and red border color. Otherwise user will able to see in the normal input fields. So let's try it. Yeah, as you can see, you can't see right now the error message. Great. So final and last thing is very important. We need to create a function that help us to calculate the edge. So let's create it. Calculate edge function edge cal, whatever the number you will enter, calc edge. I'm gonna pass the parameter on it as a birthday. Create a variable const now new date and const birth new date but yeah but date, like this one parameter inside them. Right, so let's create an object. Let edge, assign the empty object on there. I will use it and store it multiple values. To create a variable let here different, so I need to target my now variable that is coming from this one variable and get the full year. This is by the way method, and assign the negative value means minus by our birth that get full year. Right, means I will call this one function. Inside the function I need to pass the parameter. The particular parameter will pass on there, then I will use it inside there to use it as a minus sign by current year and assign the result on this one variable. You will get same thing to get the month. Now get month, by the way this is method, and assign the birth get month. Right, same thing, you need to target day diff. I also use diff means difference. Now get that negative by birth that get that. Right, and also I will use the validation if month difference less than is 0 or parentheses month difference triple equal to is 0 and day difference is less than 0, then come into the if body. In the if body, I need to use year difference decrement 1 value, and also we need to add month difference, assign concatenation sign, and also assign the value is 12, means more than have a 12 months, right? By the way, this is logic to use edit. Let's get the difference of last day in the last month. So days in last month. New date function. In the date function, I need to use now this variable that is coming from top. Now that get full year parenthesis comma, now get month parenthesis comma 0, and we need to use get date, so it will display the last in the day in the last month, right? So we need to add the same validation on there. The validation is if day difference less than 0, come into the if body, and day difference I will use concatenation sign and assign the value day in the last month. And also I need to decrement the value from the month difference negative means decrement the value. This, so I'm gonna get the total days and the year difference times by 365 concatenation sign month difference times by day in last month concatenation sign and day difference. This will give us total days. Then I need to target my age object that is up here top. I need to add the value, key and value. Right now this is empty, but I will use it. Age.year means I need to add the year key or property inside the age object, right? So I'm gonna target it math.flow total days divide by 365. Then I need to target the total days times by total days modulus 365, right? Then I need to get it I need to add the another property is age.month. I need to add the logic is math.flow total days divide by day in last month, and I need to select the same thing, total days, assign it total days modulus by day and last month. And final thing is age.days. By the way, year, month and days are properties which will store inside the age object. We will call it on later, right? And I need to add it total days. That's it. Last thing, I need to use the return keyword and get the age object from this one function. We will call that function inside our this one event, right? Means user will click on that, so we need to store it inside our application, right? So after the if statement, you need to create a const birthday, and I'm gonna get it a little template. We need to get the values from input element, so I need to select the input element index wise. 2 means last one dot value. After this one, I need to use hyphen sign input element index number is 1 means the center input element, or second one dot value hyphen input element the 0 means the first one. That way we need to store all of the data, multiple data, inside our birth date variable, right? Then we need to create a const age variable and assign the calc age function that is coming from this one. This will require the parameter, right? Means value. So I need to pass the birth date value like this one. That's it. Then we call it the age variable to store it inside our element variables, which means years dot in HTML assign it the age dot year, and month element dot in HTML assign it age dot month, and final is days element dot in HTML assign the age dot days. That's it for the age calculator. So one more time I'm gonna try it. Not one more time, this is my mistake. Okay, so I'll use day is 2. It's 2, and here's the one 1994. Click on that. Right now, as you can see, guys, 28 years, 11 months, and 9 days. You can increment the video or decrement the year. You will get the different result. So this video is all about how to create age calculator using HTML, CSS, and also JavaScript. I hope you understood as well all about it. So thank you very much for watching. Have a nice day.